Hey everyone, this is Lori Mueller with StampinDreams.com coming to you with a beautiful card that is going to feature the Calming Camellia. It is a stamp set that you can earn for free with a party that reaches $300 or more. And this is for the host that brings together their friends and family and shares the fun of Stampin' Up! With them. So I want to feature this beautiful set right here. And Sale-A-Bration is only active for another 8 days. So we end on February 28th. So there's still time to get this beautiful red rubber stamp set. And there are some beautiful sentiments in here. Their images are distinctive, which means that you are going to see these same shadings, variants of shadings when you do your stamping. And this is the image that we're going to focus on with our creation today. So here is our card that we're going to recreate, and it uses also another Sale-A-Bration item that is available with a $50 purchase in our Sale-A-Bration catalog. You can get it free with a $50 purchase. It's the Sunshine and Rainbows. 48 sheets, two-sided. It is 6x6, but gorgeous. Totally so much fun. And there's an array of examples here for you to gain lots of inspiration. So why don't we get started with our creation today. First of all, we are going to need these particular supplies. I have a card base that is thick, basic white that measures 5.5 by 8.5, scored 4 1/4. We are going to need basic white cardstock that measures 2 1/8 by 4 1/8. Then some scrap Bermuda Bay. We have a 1/2 inch piece by 5 3/4 So Saffron. We have Flirty Flamingo that measures about 5/8 of an inch for our sentiment. Then you will need a piece of the designer series paper from the Sunshine and Rainbows that measures 5.5 by 3.5. And then you will also need a piece of another piece of the Sunshine and Rainbows designer series paper, because I'm going to show you how to get the best use of your Tailor Made tags, because I have extended this one from the original die cut of the white one. So I'll show you that fun little tip on how to do that. Now also with the Tailor Made tags, you will also want to die cut a crumb cake reinforcement tab. So to get started, we can go ahead and die cut our So Saffron piece. And I brought in the scallop from the Scalloped Contours dies, and this little piece right there that would fit along the edge when you die cut it. Now I have already done this to help save on time, but this is the piece that we're going to work with. So I'll go ahead and put that away, and we are going to attach it to the back side of our designer series paper using liquid glue. And you can use your Stampin' Seal if you prefer. I like the thinner stream of adhesive to make certain that I'm not going beyond the area that I want to have my adhesive. All right, and I'm going to center that so that I have an even amount of scallop on either end. Now we'll come in and we'll snip that off like that. There we go. And this can go directly onto our card base. And I'm going to want to hover towards the right side, and to make certain that I have the fold on the correct side because that would kind of make the card a little interesting if I were to put this on backwards. I've had some funny cards created that way by accident. All right, so now we are going to attach this to the front, and it'll be flush at the top and the bottom. Give it a little bit, kind of maneuver it to the left a little bit. There we go. Perfect. And we are set with that. Next up is to die cut our Tailor Made tag. And this is our set of Tailor Made tags. And we're going to use the largest one to die cut our white piece, which again, I have done so ahead of time. So we're already set for that. But now I'm going to go ahead and attach my crumb cake reinforcement just so that I don't lose it along the way on my work surface. And we'll go ahead and cover that hole. It gives a little bit of interest as well as color contrast when creating. Now we're going to stamp our image, our distinctive image, using Granny Apple Green. And we'll give it some good inking. And we'll center it left and right, but I'm going to go towards the upper part that will leave room for our sentiment. So we'll give it a nice, good pressure. There we go. And you can see the different areas of variance and ink on there. All right, we'll set that aside. Now the fun part is to show you how to extend this die to make it a little bit longer here. Now I've used my previous piece that I wanted to share with you on how that is done. So I'll bring in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and we're going to set this up. Now I want to, because I have extended paper there, go to the, make certain that it doesn't hang over. There we go. And now we'll run this through. And instead of right away removing, okay, so now we are going to add our die to our paper. And I think I'm going to put my pattern this way. So I have the left and right of these little images. And I want to be certain that I do not put my plate over the entire area of my die, because I want to make certain that I have the ability to extend it. So I'm going to put my top cutting plate on the upper half. So whatever my full sandwich is connecting over the die, that's what will be die cut. But because I'm not extending this beyond here, this area will not get cut. All right, so I'm going to run this through just like you normally would, and I can go all the way through like that. And I'm going to bring it back to the beginning, and you will disconnect from your die. So you can see that I have, it's kind of standing open air. But because I can line up my teeth with the teeth marks that have already been created the first time that this went through, I'm going to give it about, and you can make it however long you want. So I'm going to go about like that. And another sure way of knowing if you are in the markings. I'm going to kind of unbow this. You can kind of grab it, you know, by kind of sliding it in. So now we're going to do the opposite of what we did the first time and bring in our top plate, only covering the section that has not been cut yet. Now this can be kind of tricky, that you'll have the machine wanting to grab the majority of everything else. So you have to kind of hold your sandwich pretty snug and then run it through. We'll go all the way through. And now, so now we will bring in our paper and our die. And you can see the previous one I had made shorter, which is the same technique that we're going to do this first time around. So I'll bring in my plate, my top plate, and I will only cover the top section of my die, because whatever is connected in the sandwich, that will be die cut, but this part, because the top plate is not covering it, will not get cut. So we'll run this through. We'll go all the way through there. Now we want to go beyond this point right here. So I'm going to kind of put my finger here to give me an idea of how much further down I want to go. So I'm going to, and now I can kind of put the teeth, the stitched teeth of my die, I can feel that they have nested themselves inside of each other. So now I'm going to bring in my top plate and only cover the section that had not been die cut the first time. So I'll go ahead and push this through, and you'll have to hold the top plate snug. There we go, so that it cuts that bottom part. There we go. And here we have our new die that is longer than the original. And the purpose of that is that I wanted to really see this particular paper beyond the front view of our original focal point. So now we can, I'm going to give it a little bit of adhesive on the back to kind of help it stay in place. It doesn't need a whole lot. And I'll put it over top of the hole, line it up. So this way it's not moving on me. And there we go. Put that away. I'm going to bring in some of our baker's twine from the Essentials pack and add a little bit of embellishment. It's a crumb cake color, and we will tie it into a bow. Now, to avoid the curling, it's best that you don't cinch it tight right away until you get to the point where you feel that, there we go, just like that. So I'm going to cinch it now that I know that these tails are not going to curl. January through June mini catalog. And I'm going to go ahead and punch both of them because I have an idea of what I want to do with that component of this punch in another project. And I'll go ahead and get a second one. And I'm just watching so that I'm got all my edges in there. There we go, save that one. And we are set. All right, now we are at the point we can do some embossing of our sentiment. And let's go ahead and bring in our Versamark, and we're going to white emboss it. We're going to bring in our white embossing powder. So we'll need some Versamark, and see if I can get this centered in here like that. And we'll throw on the powder, and be liberal, don't be shy, because you want to make certain that you get the entire image. There we go. Put that away. Now we can bring in the heat gun, and I use the high setting, and we're going to watch some magic. I like to start at a point, and then when I see it start to melt, the embossing powder, then I move my gun onto the next area. And then I like to give it a little blast from the back, just to make certain that all is melted. And then it kind of re-raises the embossing powder to the surface. So isn't that beautiful? Oh, lovely, lovely. Now we're going to snip off about an equal amount of space here. Let's go about right there. We're going to bring in the detailed trio punch, and you can set it up on either one, but we're going to do the rounding, and I want to round this corner and that corner so that, and I just kind of follow along with the wall that's in there and punch straight down. And we'll do the same thing with the other side, like that. Beautiful. And that's what's left behind. Now we are ready to put the rest of our card together. So we have our dimensionals on this lovely piece. I'm going to arrange our punches along the side like this. And set it in place. I think I'm going to go up a little bit with that one, and then bring this one up in there. Like that. Perfect. Now I can come in with a little bit of, oh, that one didn't hit a dimensional, but I can come in with my liquid glue and, oh, now I'm going to hit the, there we go. There we go. And then this one, get this one down just a smidgen, and we'll bring this one a little bit of adhesive just to kind of keep it in its place. I don't want to put adhesive on all of the, because I like how this, I can kind of maneuver it up so that it gives it more of a 3D effect. And this part, we're going to add a dimensional over here on the side. Because of this tag being raised, we want to make certain that it stays up, and we will give it, and I think I'm going to give this a little bit of a haircut. We're going to give it, I'm going to remove my dimensional and shorten our sentiment just a smidge, like that. And then you can come back in with your punch and do it all over again, just like that. There we go. That's perfect. There we go. And then I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive on this end and stick it to the tag area right there. Now, every card needs a little bit of bling. So we're going to bring in some of our Wink of Stella and color along the leaves. And I'm just going to do the leaf area and the stem. So, can you see? Let's see if I can get some glare on there. Might be a little bit difficult to catch on the camera. But also, too, you want to make certain that your envelope is not naked and will coordinate with your card. So we're going to ink up this image again and stamp that onto your envelope. Beautiful. And we'll let that dry just a smidge because we are going to add some beautiful iridescent rhinestones to our card front. And we'll do just a small variety of the medium and the small. There is a larger size here. And we'll put one up here. And just kind of sprinkle them across. And one about right in there. All right, so that should give us enough time now that we can come in and add some Wink of Stella to our image that we stamped on the envelope. Perfect. Beautiful. And there we have it. That is our card that we have using the Calming Camellia that you can earn free with the $300 party. So gather your friends and your family and have some fun creating beautiful cards for any occasion using these tips and techniques that I just provided. And always, always stamp and decorate your envelope. Make it even more beautiful for the recipient who receives it in their mailbox. Until then, have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video, I would so appreciate a thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day.